Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void. And today for your Wednesday, we have a PvP between Has and Stats here on Blueshift, the latter edition from Blizzcon 2018. Bottom left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player, it is Has. He hails from Taiwan, and he is currently playing for J-Team. Top right-hand corner, the red Protoss player, Stats. He's Korean and playing for Splice. Alright, so a PvP. I know people don't like mirror matchups very much, but I figure if it included Has, you would click on it. Just because Has is so darn cheesy. Whew! Alright, so this is the round of 16 of BlizzCon 2018. Aw, opening up Gateway Has. Opening Gateway as well. Stats. Alright, no proxies. No Forge First. No cannon rushing. Alright, we will see. We will see how this game will go. Thank you so much for watching this. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit subscribe for daily StarCraft. StarCraft Brood War. StarCraft Remastered. Well, that's basically the same thing. StarCraft2 as well. Lots of StarCraft content here for you. A little bit of Warcraft 2 as well, if you're interested in that. And some Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 Reforged. When it's going to be released, that's what I'm planning on doing. Man, I like Warcraft 3 so very, very much. Alright, so Cybernetic Score. Oh, wrong button there. There we go. It is back in the top left-hand corner where it is supposed to be. And yeah, so double gateway. This is basically just either Stalker or Adept play, or sometimes one of these players in a PvP will make a Sentry. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Pretty darn mirror matchup at this point, according to the production tab. But after this Cybernetic Score is done for each player, you will see the production tab differ. I can't guarantee it, but yeah, it will at this point. All right, so Cybercore comes down, and we have double Adept here from Stats and Stalker from Has. Aha! See how this works? I do like the Stalker just because they win in straight-up fights versus Adepts very, very nicely. However, the Adepts are also capable of sitting out here outside your front door and threatening to shade into your base if the Stalkers decide to move out. So it's kind of a little rock, paper, scissory here. And I just don't know, really, if any one particular unit in this matchup has an advantage here in the early game. So Stalker's moving out. I do like the mobility. I do like the speed. I do like the fact that they will beat these Adepts in a straight-up engagement. Ooh, blocking off the expansion here is Has. That's a little interesting. Oh, and a proxy Stargate here from Has, whereas the Stargate for Stats is still inside the main base. So the Adepts do kill the probe. The expansion is down. It basically wants to one-base it here for Stats, which is very interesting. He's looking for proxies, his Stats, because he knows Has reputation, as everybody does. And yeah, they're not going to find this. They are not going to find the Stargate. What a weird location to put it in, and that's the whole point. Weird locations are not easily scouted by the opposition. Another set of Stalkers here from Has. I'm liking this very, very much. Adepts trying to take down this pylon, as Stats does want to expand at some point here. He's just going straight Adept, man, which is problematic, because there's nothing that can shoot up. There's an Oracle here for Has. There's an Oracle for Stats. There is a shield battery coming in, which is going to help against early aggression inside that mineral line, including this Oracle. Ooh, do they see this? Oh, man, that high ground. That high ground is foolproof. These Adepts can get right down here. They will not see it because that's on a higher level. And yeah, the Adepts are moving out here. Here comes the Oracle zipping right on in. There is a Phoenix being chrono boost out, but these probes need to be saved by the shield battery, and by golly, they are. Look at how long it takes an Oracle to kill a... Wow. These probes are functionally immortal. Finally taking them down here. That shield battery healing as well as it can, but the Oracle only ends up with 5 kills. That one shield battery saved so much stuff. Here come the Adepts. They're going after your probes. Sure, you can kill them, but how many of your probes are going to go down in the meantime here? Probes fighting for their own lives right now, too. Just recognizing the sheer importance of killing the Adepts as fast as possible. And bam, 8 probes go down anyway for Has there. Stats loses 5. Ooh, I mean, that was not a great exchange there for Has, but he's in an okay position. Look at him throwing down the shield battery. He's like, hey, I see how this is. Shield batteries are very good. Uh-oh, the Stalkers are leaving the premises while Mr. Oracle is sneaking on in. Oh no, the turnabout is fair play. More probes going down. 1, 2, 3 probes going down. The Stalker's chasing the Oracle out. Rawr. Get out of here. But it's 22 to 16 workers, and expansion's already on the way here for Stats. It's almost done. And he needs to win with this Stalker push. I just don't see him really doing anything past this point if he can't get the Stalker push to work. All right, so lift and kill here from the Phoenix. They're flying on in. They're seeing the lack of a natural base. They're like, okay, this looks like an all-in one-baser. We're going to throw down a shield battery in defense. Says stats, here come the Phoenix. Shield battery does not heal units, that are in the sky. Oh, that's so terrible. That is so terrible for Haz. That said, here he comes. Stalker's moving in. We've got a sentry. The force field is good. That one Stalker is stuck on the wrong side of town, man. Haz is going to try to knock down the natural base, but I'm not sure if that's honestly going to be enough. Oh, a stasis ward is going to catch what here? Ooh, Stalker and a probe, interestingly enough. So Stats is going to lose his natural base. It's going to be 1 base to 1 base, but 22 to 16 workers. You're not getting up this ramp with these Stalkers. There are 2 sentries out now. There's a shield battery up there too. Well defended here by Stats. Well set up for sure by the Korean Protoss. Another stasis. Oh, look at what it caught this time. 4 probes, 5 probes, and a Stalker in there. Oh, wait, the Stalker wasn't stasis. He just looked like he was for a second there. He was in the vicinity, and then the Phoenix come flying back in and lift and kill a couple more probes. This is relentless out of stats so far. He has killed 16 workers and only lost 6 of his own. 16 is such a big number here in the early stages, 6 minutes into this game. Boy, this is looking really bad for Haz. We've got an Immortal in production here too for stats. Oh, Immortal versus Stalker is just not even a fair fight in most situations. I mean, unless you have, like, 10 Stalkers and 1 Immortal, in which case the Stalkers will do fine, but crikey, mate. Adept shading on in, seeing what we're dealing with, and says, oh, there's an Immortal at the top of that ramp. I'm not going up there. Definitely not. There's a shield battery here, too, with full health. Are we still swinging back in? Man, Phoenix still doing stuff. Oracle comes in the other side. And just throwing in stasis this is so much lost mining time. Even if you only catch 1 probe in there, the other probes have to pull off. The lost mining time is just sick. It's disgusting from what Stats is doing here to Haz right now. Swinging back on in. They have our Adepts. No. Not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. All right, man. So it's 60 to 49 supply. It is 23 to 18 workers. Haz has just not been able to catch up at all here. And bringing out the Warp Prism with the Immortal. And now we're ready to push on these Stalkers. The Stalkers, man, are in so much trouble. There's support here for the Immortals. They're not just alone. Right about now, does he know about this? He has flown over this. So we've got a Phoenix in production. That's the last thing we're going to see out of that Stargate before it gets rocked into oblivion by this army. Immortal damage versus buildings is just not even fair. It's 50 damage per shot, you guys. 50 damage per armored stuff. He doesn't even bother killing the Stargate. He just depowers it and pulls back in. Because guess what? Stalkers running around Phoenix. Trying to do some stuff. Did you just stasis again? Probably stasis again. Pylon there. Robotics facility here. Haz is just so far behind in tech. All he has is that Stargate and the Cybernetics core. He wants to make his own Immortals here, but he's not going to have enough time before Stats shows up and starts punching him in the face with said Immortals. Expansion coming back down for Stats. He was fine losing it. He's going to rebuild it here and still be ahead of Haz quite comfortably. And yeah, I don't know what Haz does in this situation. He's got a good number of Stalkers, but again, Stalker Immortal beats Stalker any day of the week, especially in the hands of somebody as capable as Stats is. All right, Pylon down, no natural base. Going to go ahead and sit here at the bottom of the ramp and try to kill this Warp Gate, which is insane. Coming up to see exactly what Stats has are these Adepts. Says, interesting. Interesting, I say. Phoenix flying around up here by himself inside Stats base. Oop, Oracle gets picked off. That's a decent win for Haz, but Revelation was thrown down beforehand. And here we go. Guardian Shield is up, sniping off a Phoenix there. I'm trying to pick off these Stalkers on the low ground. Adepts in here fighting, just trying to get what damage they can on the Stalkers to wound them before the Immortals show up. And that is your good game. Haz is defeated and Stats is victorious in game 1 of your sneaky twofer. So this is going to be a sneaky twofer. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're still here. We're definitely still here. We're going to have more Stats and Haz here in a game number 2. We're going to go ahead and give Stats a number 1. And yeah, both players ended up with 23 workers. Haz was trying to come back in and catch up in the economy. But in the meantime, the army supply, which is too big. It was too big. It was too good for Stats. The shield batteries, or not the shield batteries, the sentries there throwing up Guardian Shield. We had the Immortals doing a ton of work there too. And yeah, at the end of the day, it was 2 Immortals versus 9 Stalkers with 5 Stalkers supporting there for Stats and 4 sentries and a Warp Prism. Just too mobile, just too great, and has decided to tap out. So let's come back into game number 2 here for your Wednesday. Don't go anywhere. And Falcon Paladin will be right back. Game 2 of the Sneaky Twofer from Falcon Paladin for this Wednesday will be on Acid Plant, the Ladder Edition. Top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player, it is Haz. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Protoss player, Stats, who's up 1-0 in this best of 3 from the round of 16. You know the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey? You know how he can't lie and then he's trying to say that the pen is red when it's actually blue. Sometimes my brain does that to me. This is blue, right? My brain says, this is red. Say red. Say the red Protons player. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Maybe it's the reverse of Liar Liar, where you can't help but lie about everything. That'd be an interesting sequel. That would be an interesting sequel to Liar Liar. Calling it Truth Teller, something like that. Like Jim Carrey's learned his lesson, right? And he's truthful with people most of the time, and he's having a good life, and then he is cursed and forced to lie about everything all the time. And I don't think it'd be as funny necessarily, just because the lies have a larger like range of stuff they could be, right? Like if you're talking about the pen, you can say the pen is blue. You have to say the pen is blue. You can say it's royal blue, I guess. But if you're telling lies, it's like, why are you late coming home from work? There's a million lies you could tell, and then only one thing you can tell about the truth. So maybe I guarantee somebody sat around a table and thought about this back in the 90s when Liar Liar came out and decided, not really feasible, and I just went through that meeting in my own head while casting StarCraft. Go figure. All right, so I'd like you Protoss players to learn from this a little bit. PvP especially is an interesting matchup, very difficult in a lot of situations, but learn from stats here. Learn that one shield battery in a mineral line absolutely shuts down any Oracle that tries to get in here and do some stuff. It at the very least delays them from being able to kill any probes for several seconds, several precious seconds, wherein you can get into position and shut that down. So that's something you want to learn. Immortal's also very, very good in PvP. I've been talking about that one for years. Nothing has changed there. Warp Prism. If you can manage a Warp Prism, right? If you can manage a Warp Prism while also juggling Stalkers and Sentries and stuff, then you're probably gonna improve a little bit in your league there as far as what your ranking is. Stargate here from Haz. Again, another forward Stargate here, but the probe scouting from Stats says, okay, there's no higher tech at this point whatsoever. There's a proxy somewhere, and there's not an expansion here either. So definitely a proxy of some kind. I gotta be ready for this. This is what the Stalkers are for. The Adepts are gonna push on out. The Stalker, again, Adepts in a straight up fight will not do well against these Stalkers, but they can threaten to shade a little bit. They took off that probe for sure. That probe was in the wrong part of the neighborhood. 100%. And again, just a great, fantastic place for a forward Stargate. Let's see if it gets scouted, though. Let's see if this... Oh, the Adept's going to get it. The Adept's going to get it. Ta-da! Adept wins. Nicely done. Nicely done here. This other Adept is going to come and try to take down this pylon. The Stalkers might start heading over to... Yep, the Stalkers are heading over to the Chrono Boost. Yeah, the Stalkers, though... There is no Chrono Boost. The Stalkers are going to make these Adepts get out of here, though. So the Phoenix is going to finish. It's not even an Oracle at this point. It's just going to be a Phoenix. Again, recognizing the fact that a shield battery in the mineral line does exceptionally well at shutting down the proxy Oracle style thing here. So, I mean, he's okay. He's kept his Stargate alive here. The Adepts have been a little bit sneaky in running around and avoiding the Stalkers and trying to shut them down. Again, Stalkers are faster than Adepts and just in straight up walking mode. But Adept's shade is a lot faster than Stalkers are. So if you run, and you run fast and intelligently, you can outpace Stalkers very well with Adepts. Look how fast they are. Does it even... I don't know, man. They're just really, really zippy. So Stalkers show up with a Phoenix. Maybe could lift up one of these Stalkers and make it a 4v3 fight, which kind of seems like what you'd want to do. Particle Disruptor shots coming down that ramp there. Stalker versus Adept on the other side of the map. Production tab entirely empty for both players right now, which is a little bit odd. You don't ever see that really at this level of StarCraft, but it's a little bit intense. And that's a nice wall off. The Adepts are not getting through this wall at all. They can try to knock through there, I suppose. Oh, did the Stalkers trap them in? The Stalkers trapped them in and forced a recall. Ho-ho! Clutch move there for sure from Haz. Nicely done. Phoenix flying around, gets a perfect scout off, sees exactly what's coming in. Stalkers from Stat looking very, very nice, though. 10 of them, rather, to the 8 of Stat's going to depower the Stargate again in a repeat of game number 1. And where are we at, man? Stalkers running around for Haz, trying to see what they can see. Are they actually, interestingly enough, are they trying to engage or trying to avoid right now? Look at they're pulling back. They want to defend what's coming towards them. More and more Stalkers here. This is just a lot of Stalker, man. This is just pure 10 Stalker versus 10 Stalker. There's a Warp Prism here for Warp Prism Micro, which is nice. The Stalkers trying desperately to get back inside their main base and losing a Stalker in the process, but giving them the high ground, which is what they wanted. They didn't want to be stuck on this ramp. They didn't want to be stuck on the low ground at all. They wanted the high ground, and they were forced to kill their own pylon to do so because of that wall off. Now, it's a bit of a role reversal here. Stalkers on the high ground, Stalkers on the low ground. This time Stats is on the low ground, but this time he has enough Stalkers to actually nice force fields. And these Stalkers, man, look at these particle Particle Disruptor shots, wiggling up over there. 2 more Stalkers go down. The Warp Gate goes down here too, warping in additional units. Is Haz, but no, one of the Depths dies instantly, and suddenly the Stalkers for Haz are evaporating. And here comes Stats marching right on up, and that is your good game, and that is your quick 2-0 out of Stats here. Man, PvPs are often very quick that way. Just showing up with Stalkers, who can have the most Immortals, who can have the greatest Stalkers, who has the best control, and Stalker pushes. In that time, it was definitely Stats. Absolutely 100%. I mean, look at this. Look at these resources lost. They're sick. 1,875 lost for Haz. Okay, 250 for Stats. 250. That is insane. That is an insane ratio of resources lost to your opponent's resources lost. I don't even... Stats, you scary man. You're such a scary, scary Protoss player. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me and for your Wednesday. Oh, if you do want to see more StarCraft casts by me, I have been casting the WESG regional qualifiers at twitch.tv/WESG_SC2. I've cast Kelazar out there. I cast the Korean qualifier #1, which involved Innovation, Gumio, Byun was involved. We had Dark in play as well. So go there, check out the VODs. Twitch does keep VODs around for about 30 days. So go ahead and check that out, man. Go see those games. Go watch me cast with Laughin' Games. We've been casting a lot together, which has been fun. I like him. He's very more of an analytical caster, whereas I'm more of kind of a shoutcasting, get people hyped sort of a thing. And I think we complement each other well. Anyway, today that's going to be it for me. So this has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void from Blizzcon. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.